What's happening, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Ralph Graves. Welcome. It's Wednesday morning, May 26th. Welcome to the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, Unstoppable program. We're live on Instagram, we're live on Facebook, we're live on YouTube. Eventually, I got to talk to my guy. We got to get live on LinkedIn at the same time. But anyway, so glad to have you guys here with us on this morning. And this morning's topic, if you care to share and tell anybody, we want to talk about, we're asking the question, lockdown seems to be lifted, now what? Now what? Now what? So we'll talk about some sanity activities. Good morning, mother. My mom joined over there on the Instagram. I sound like one of them old folks. Hey, Richard Ponto, how you doing? Flash Lewis, good morning, man. Good morning. I hope you're, or should I say good afternoon? That's an inside joke between he and I. He knows what I'm talking about. Good morning, ladies. How are you today?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Everybody doing well?
Mm-hmm.
Enjoying this East Coast warm weather. Good morning, Deshauna Clark. Always good to see you on the program. Hope everybody's doing great. We got a great show for you today. We're talking about lockdown lifted, now what? We're going to keep it kind of light sometimes. Hey, Sierra, sometimes we dive deep into some things, but we're going to talk about, I just want to keep it a little light today. We'll go deep again next week, but lockdown lifted, and so now what do we do now? I went to the gym the other day. Nobody had masks on anymore. I was at the store yesterday, at my local store, and they said, hey, yeah, Friday, shoppers don't have to wear masks anymore. How you guys feel about that? You can chime in on that. It doesn't bother me too much, but I was kind of used to seeing people serving my food with masks on. I was kind of used to that.
I haven't come into contact with any stores that were going to lift it. Like I've been hearing mostly about like the food service world being lifted, but I haven't gone to like a store or like a gym where it's been.
Oh, your gym hasn't lifted it?
Mm-mm.
Oh, mine has.
Well, I don't go to a gym. I don't have a gym. The gym I go to, Superior Fitness, that never had any mandates because you be in there by yourself, basically.
Yeah,
But no, I haven't, like Wawa, ShopRite, like all those places. I still go, but.
Yeah. Well, Sierra Hart over on Instagram Live, she says this: I have mixed feelings. She said, I'm going to keep my family safe, and I'm still going to keep my mask on indoors when we are out in public. Is this just a and Sierra, I hear you. I really do. Have we been conditioned, guys? I don't know. Anyway, it's not really what the show's about, but I guess we think about that. I'll just ask. And another thing we're going to talk about on the show today, too, ladies, and people listening, Flash Lewis watching, Richard Ponto's over there. Group texting. There got to be some etiquette to it. Group texting etiquette. It's kind of a side topic. That was just something we had started to talk about, and I wanted to dive deeper. Group texting. You ever been involved? And I'm not talking about, hey, like a family group text with you and your daughter or whatever the case may be and your sons. I'm talking about that group texting. It might be extended family. People in the text, you don't even know. What is the purpose of group texting? Now, my belief is, ladies, you tell me whether you agree or not, it's just to pass information. It's not to start a conversation with me. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's informational. You're just like, okay, we're going to do this at this time. That's it. Not, what's everyone bringing?
Right. Yeah. Sierra, what do you say about group texting? Sierra Hart over there, she said, yes, talk about it. Isn't that nerve-wracking? What about you, Kayer?
Yeah, I feel as though the only time you should respond is if, let's say you're planning a trip or something, and someone sends all the information, and they're just like, just let me know if these dates work for you, or let me know if you can come. Yeah. Other than that, the extra conversations and stuff, you just scroll past them, and you
I think if you're, thank you for that, Kayer. I totally agree. And I think if you're in a group text, don't try to start a private conversation with one person in the group.
Yeah. I feel like it has a lot to do with the number of people in the group text as well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm in groups that have upwards of 20 people in them.
And how do you get out of those? That's like a rash.
You can't. Like, you can't take yourself out of the group. All you can do is put the group on do not disturb so your phone doesn't go off. Like, you can mute that chat. And every group chat that I'm in is muted. I will look at it if I look at it, but my phone won't tell me I got the notification and it won't go off.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't even know. Half the numbers aren't even saved. So you guys are strangers, and this is strange danger.
And I think that group texting, I think you should be able to get out of the group. I don't know why you can't. Sierra says, I think group texting has benefits, but you should be mindful of who's in the group. Like, exactly. What if somebody's in the group that you don't want to have your number? And then somebody says, hey, Ralph, I don't want everybody doesn't need to have Ralph Gray's number.
Yeah.
You know, or the person, this is not the topic of the day, or the person that tries to start a personal conversation with you, you see him, well, I text you in the group chat.
Right. Like,
why would you text me through a group chat?
Yeah. Maybe like sometime in the future, there'll be like an option where you'll get a text and it'll be like, so-and-so is trying to add you to a group text, confirm or deny. And I'd just be like, nah.
Yeah. I can pretty much guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm in your group chat and you try to single me out personally, I'll never respond. I won't see it. And I'm not just being mean, but we have to learn that if you have my number, I would never do that to you. And another thing before I move on to my topic is in this group chat, why would you respond to a group chat at 2 a.m.? That's another thing. Phone's buzzing. I'm looking at it. It's a group chat. It's midnight.
Like, what do you have to say?
You know, I only look at my phone because my wife works overnight. So my phone's buzzing. I got to look at it. Yeah, God knows when she's home, I ain't looking at that phone. But still, why would you do that to anybody? But anyway, we are talking about now that the lockdown is lifted, here are some things that we need to do. We need to do some sanity activities. Sanity activities. That's my point number one. Sanity activities. What are you talking about, Ralph Graves? I'm talking about we've been in front of these computers. We've been networking. We've been online. We've been Clubhouse, Fireside. We've been in front of these computers all for a year, right? And so we need to do some Saturday activities. How about taking a lunch, a real lunch, away from your desk? How about that, right? You know, how about that? Instead of just wolfing down the sandwich on one hand and doing something with the other, a sanity activity could be, when it's time to take my lunch, my job let me work at home in front of this computer all day. It's time to take my lunch. I get away from my desk. How about that? How you guys feel about that? Sanity activity.
Go eat lunch in your car.
Or name a sanity activity that you guys can share with the rest of us. I see Luz Grew has joined. Thank you, Luz, for joining over there on Instagram Live. We're talking about now that the lockdown is up, what are some sanity activities? We're going to keep it light today. I'm not going real deep in things like that, but we will get back to that next week. But I just kind of want to talk about, you know, things are lifted. Things are lifted. How do we get back to this thing? I mean, like I said, masks are coming off. I went to my local grocery store to say, yeah, Friday customers don't have to wear it anymore, you know, that kind of thing. So what kind of sanity activities do you do? Janae, what about you?
I like to do my nails. I like to paint things, like whether it's my nails or like my foot. Yesterday I was on the phone with Mom and I painted my foot while we were talking.
Not your toenails, your foot.
Not my toenails, my foot.
Does anyone? I don't know why my child would do that, but it does line up. With the kind of thing she's always done as a child. Why would you paint your foot, Mom? You your granddaughter?
Because I couldn't reach my canvas anymore. Like I had to concentrate on my canvas, but I was talking to Mom, so I stopped painting. But
so your foot became your canvas. All right.
Yeah, so I was like doodling on my foot. But I just like to be like creative as sanity activities.
Okay. All right. All right. Kyer, other than painting your foot, what do you do for Saturday activities?
I like to try on clothes, like put outfits
Okay.
together.
Okay. Hey, these are the things that we got to do. Sanity activities. What do some of you guys do? Guys on Instagram, guys on Facebook, YouTube Live, chime in. What are some sanity activities? You know, for me, hey, it's my dog. It's walking the dog. It's the gym. It's all that kind of stuff. But
Washing dishes is pretty good too.
what? Washing your dishes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
the dishwasher is cool, but you have to unload that. But like washing dishes, you just stand there, let the suds wash away all the dirt.
Guys, we're talking about lockdown is up. Lockdown is lifted. Now what? Now, if you haven't, go over to my website, ralphgracejr.com/community. Join the Unstoppable community. Oh yeah, Sierra says this about sanity activities. Thank you, Sierra. She said working out, listening to music, adult coloring. I don't know what that is. I guess that's just you like there's coloring books for adults. I'm feeling that. Am I right about that, Sierra?
Yeah, they're like smaller. The spaces are a lot smaller.
I couldn't color when I was a kid. Speaking of coloring, let me ask you, Sierra and Janae and Suzette has joined over there. When you color, is it a violation if you trace before you color? Remember tracing the lines, outline? Remember that?
Yeah, I think that helps in
outline.
the richness of color.
You outline, Kyer?
Mm-hmm.
Sierra, what do? Do you outline? Because I would cheat.
It's not cheating. You're still coloring.
She said no, not at all. And Suzette over on Instagram said no, not at all. I'd like to get an adult coloring book. I used to color when I was a kid.
You wouldn't do it. Well, you know what? Remember that trolls coloring book I had in the office?
I did. I was burning time talking to you. I was coloring.
You were. We were coloring together.
It was terrible though, but I colored. So what are some of the other sanity? Hey, Suzette, we're talking about, Sierra said it's relaxing. Sierra, we're going to have to get coloring books. Suzette, what are some of the sanity activities that you're doing? If you guys are chiming in, some sanity activities. I want to hear from you, Deshauna. I want to hear from you, Flash Lewis. What's some of the sanity activities that you do now that the lockdown is lifted? We're going to get into some other topics or another part of the topic as well. But while you do that, go over to my website, ralphgracejr.com/community. Join the Unstoppable community. Follow me on Instagram, LinkedIn. I mean, I'm putting up some really good LinkedIn posts out there. Follow me on, where else am I? I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG. Become part of the Gulfstream way. It's out there. It's available. My mom says this. She says, Suzette said praying. Okay, that's a sanity activity. I get it, right?
Yeah.
My mom says she was shouting out my aunt who colors beautiful mats and pictures. And for seniors, I guess coloring is a big deal.
I think it's the creative part of it. Is
it the crayon? No, do you need the Crayola crayon? Suzette said breathing is a sanity activity. I can dig it. Breath control. And what about are the right crayons important? Sierra, are the right crayons important? Is it a Crayola? What if you got knockoffs?
It's got to be something that glides,
Right. Guys, we have the word of the day. I want to say this word of the day early. You guys ready for the word of the day? We're going to get back into lockdown lifted. Now what? Point number 1 was get involved in some sanity activities. Sanity activities. Y'all remember paint by numbers? Anybody remember oil painting by numbers? Anybody old enough, my age, to remember that?
They came back. They've come back.
Have they? We used to buy little hobby kits, paint by numbers, right?
Yeah, now they're like $50 and you can do like dead celebrities.
Okay. Dead celebrities, that's terrible. Sierra says you can use markers, crayons, colored pencils. I mean, she has this thing on lock, I'm telling you. And she says yes. And she says the same thing you said. They are back. Oil painting by numbers. Flash Lewis says on Instagram Live, said keeping a routine to get most out of myself and also changing my day up by taking my dog out for longer walks at the new park for the day. All right, good. These are sanity activities. All right, they're very important. That sanity activities are part of self-care. They're part of it. They're part of it. You should have 1 hour a day where it's self-care at the minimum. At the minimum. I know that after we get off the phone, or after we get off this platform here, you guys are probably go run out and have a schedule that is full of doing things for other people. Right. And in the end of the day, especially if you're a parent, what you really want to do and what you really want to become is too tired for you. And think about that. Melanie Wise says praying, reading the word, work in the yard. She said, yes, she remembers paint by numbers. I remember that, the oil painting by numbers. We used to go to the hobby shop and get those. But we're talking about sanity activity. We're talking about the lockdown is lifted. What is that one thing that you guys care to share about doing for self-care? Word of the day. Word of the day. Here we go. I want to tell you this early because I kind of like this word of the day. Brummagem. Brummagem. You'll kill them in Scrabble with Brummagem. Burmmagm. What does that mean? And you get 10 points today if you use it in a sentence. Describe something that looks great but performs poorly. That's a Brummagem. Something that looks great but performs poorly. I want you to use that in a sentence today. That car is a Brummagem. Looks great, but it, like the Land Rover or the Range Rover. I talked to a bunch of mechanics. They essentially told me it was a Brummagem. It looks great, but it performs poorly. What's up, Pastor Ken? What's going on, man? Good to see you on here. We're talking about the lockdown is lifted. Now what? The lockdown is lifted. Now what? My mom says she does puzzles. Anybody else does puzzles? We talked about sanity activities.
Puzzles.
What's that?
Puzzles is definitely not a sanity activity.
Yeah.
Oh man, that messes with my sanity.
Yeah, puzzles will drive you crazy, but for some, it could be a sanity activity. I like word searches, right? Remember those things back in the day? I don't know how we even got on this. Word searches. I don't know. Remember that? You could like to find the word. Like no book was ever too hard for me. Like I could complete a book, a word search book. We're also talking about we're talking about group text etiquette. I don't know. We just had a discussion about this in the office. This was not part of the program. I just wanted to throw it in. Group text etiquette. All right. I'm not talking about you and your 2 kids. That's different. I'm talking about if you find yourself in a group text with 20 people and the numbers show up and you don't even know the numbers. They don't know yours. How long should you stay involved in that group text? Why can't we get out of that group text? Is there a way we can block that group text? I don't know. Etiquette, group text etiquette. That's what we're talking about. We're all involved in that one text that we don't want to be involved in anymore.
Yep.
It was cool for the first information, but after that, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it. Oh my God, the church is going to kill me. Any believer is going to kill me. The prayer request group text, help me out, Pastor Ken, should just be that, the prayer request. You don't have to bring me down and tell me how dire the situation is via text. Put the prayer request out there. If you're involved in a prayer chain, text and leave it be. You don't have to go into discussion on who's sicker. Amen. Can somebody help me with that? Can somebody help me with that? I am getting no love today when I talk about group texting, but we're all in the group text that we really want to be in, and I'm just talking about group text etiquette. All right. So what are some Saturday activities? Number 2, I am going to take the break right now. Number two, the lockdown lifted. Now what? We talked about this. Relationship boosters. My mom talked about the group text. She said, oh, I wish I knew how to get out. Relationship boosters. How do we now boost the relationship? We're off a lockdown. How do we now get back to boosting the relationships that we once had before the lockdown, right? How do we do that? How do we do that? How do we boost the relationship? Do we, again, I don't know. Do we eat at the table again? around the table again with no cell phones, no computer access. How do we boost our relationships, whether they're work relationships, whether they are personal relationships? Relationship boosters should now go, it should go through the roof because the lockdown is lifted. You know, there's some folks you haven't had contact with in a long time. So how do we do that? How do we, you know, what are some of the things we can do to boost that relationship? You kept in contact via text, you kept in contact via call, you know, but what are some of the things now we can do to help boost the relationship? Questions, comments, concerns, anybody? Janae, what do you think about that? Kaya, what do you think about that?
To boost, I guess now just start seeing like if you guys want to get together.
Uh-huh.
I know, it would still have to be like a small thing. People still aren't doing huge gatherings, but you can definitely still get together somewhere and just like hang out in person instead of like doing a FaceTime call or a Zoom call, but like just be in the same room together, whatever your comfort level, just be in the same room.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things you could do. We did something this week for my uncle I thought was cool, and it became popular during the pandemic, was the drive-by birthday thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's almost better than the birthday party. People making noise in your neighborhood on your behalf.
And they bring gifts and then they don't come inside. Like you're not hosting.
Right.
You had nothing to clean up. And no decorations. Like they brought the decorations on their car and now they're leaving. It's perfect. That's a great model for a party.
Yeah. So, and we're talking about lockdown being lifted, guys. We're talking about, what do we do now? What do we do for sanity activities? We're back out. How can we be back out there and still remain, you guys want to be safe, remain safe? What about these relationship boosters? What are some of the things we can do? Maybe we can't do the family cookout this year or whatever the case may be, but how can we still strengthen our relationships? Because life is about relationships. Really is. Guys, if you don't know, I pastor Cornerstone Community Church in Millville, New Jersey. I've been pastoring there about 15 years and I love it. You can visit our church online. This is, you have to go to our church, I have to say this, YouTube channel. What's the YouTube channel, Janae?
I'll put it in the
put it in the chat. Melanie Wise, who you see on the Facebook chat, she was just baptized. She's a member of Cornerstone. But on the YouTube page, we do there. She has a phenomenal testimony. Thank you for that testimony, Melanie. I was sitting there like, this is powerful. You see her testimony on how she came to Christ. If you're not a believer, I'm going to lose you right here. But you see her testimony on how she came to Christ, and you see her baptized. And so it's phenomenal. Go to the Cornerstone Community Church YouTube channel. I'll post it on my other stuff as well so that you see it. Kaiers is coming up. Every time we baptize somebody, we shoot a short video of their testimony on how they came to Christ and the importance of baptism. Hopefully that will stir some of you to say, you know what? If they said that those things about God, those things about Christ, let me investigate Christ for myself. Let me ask Christ to my life for myself. Remember John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believed in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. That's you. That's me. That means come to him just as you are. So we're talking about a few things today. We're going to take a break in about 1 minute, but we're going to take a break. We're talking about lockdown is lifted. We talked about some sanity activities. We're talking about relationship boosters. We have word of the day, Brummagem. And then right after this, we'll come back and Kyer is going to read. Do we have our 6 cents today, Kyer?
Yes.
She's going to read our 6 cents. So you guys, hold on right after this commercial break, and we will be right back.
Hydration is a proud sponsor of the Ralph Graves Morning Show. Revive Hydration is the first IV hydration and vitamin infusion service in the South Jersey area. For more details, please visit their website at www.revivehydration.com, or you can give them a call at 856-485-0070. Again, their website, www.revivehydration.com, or give them a call at 856-485-0070.
Hey guys, Ralph Graves here. Thank you for coming to the website. Thank you for your interest in the Gulfstream Way. Now, don't hesitate. The Gulfstream Way will do three things. It'll grow you as a person. It'll grow you as a leader so that you can make impact in your world today. So do not hesitate. Jump right on it. I'll see you soon. Thanks. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the program. I was just asking over there on IG Live about the adult coloring books. Nobody has responded yet. Let me know where I can get some. All right, let's do the Sixth Sense, Kaya. Go ahead and read it. Let's see what's up. Let's see what's going on in the world today.
Okay. Dear Sixth Sense crew, my wife and I married a little later in life and only had one child, a daughter. Our wish for a grandchild came true when our daughter had a baby boy a little over a year ago. We are very excited and love spending as much time with him as we can, and fortunately for us, we see him often. They will also occasionally ask us to babysit, and we always say yes. I'm good with that. However, over the past 6 to 9 months, my wife has become increasingly irritated when she doesn't see our grandson as much as she'd like. She wants pictures and videos of him sent to her on a daily basis. She wants to go to their house 2 or 3 times a week unannounced, and then wants them to come to our house at least once during the week and at least once on the weekends. She also gets upset when they take him to his other grandparents' house. Our daughter has no idea that my wife gets so angry, mainly because she... One second, I have to scroll over. Okay. She also gets upset when they take him to his other grandparents' house. Our daughter has no idea that my wife gets so angry, mainly because she only vents her frustration to me so far. I tried to explain that they have their own lives to lead, but she says I obviously don't understand or love our grandson the way that she does. I know that she is hurting, but I'm not sure how to make her understand that this isn't our son and that the kids aren't trying to withhold him from us. They just want to live their own lives and raise their son the same way that we were able to raise our daughter. What do you think of this?
All right, I got a solution, and I'm going to answer all the stuff on Instagram. Thank you, Sierra, for your comments. Alejandro, what's up, bro? Thanks for checking in. All right, here's a solution. Buy your wife a puppy. That's it. Your wife wants something to care for. Leave your grandson alone. All right? Buy your wife a puppy. Buy your wife a dog. Have her become a pet parent, and she can go on unstoppablepets.novetica.com and buy some products from me.
A fur mom.
Let her become a fur mom. I don't know. It sounds like grandmom is having some issues there, right? Like, yeah. Does that really happen? I guess it does happen. I wouldn't have got the letter.
Yeah, and I guess it's like they only had one child for themselves, so it's like maybe they couldn't have any more, or something happened, but she had still so much mothering left.
Yeah. Get her a dog. Get her a pet. I asked about where I could get adult coloring books, and Sierra over on Instagram, she said Amazon, Walmart, Target, anywhere. She said even Dollar General. Suzette says harder. It has more spaces. My mom says coloring is therapeutic. Sierra also said that you can even find ones with affirmations, and that's her thing, her daily affirmations. All right, cool. Very good. Very good. Very good. My mom says over here, sounds like she is obsessed with her grandchild, Wait until he becomes a teenager and see how much she wants him around.
Or vice versa. She could be
Yeah.
like super like smothering, you know, and then when he's like 2 or like a toddler,
Yeah.
he might be like it's too much.
Yeah. As a grandparent, man, you got to walk that fine line. And I can speak on this because I'm a grandparent. The kids ain't yours, man. You provide an atmosphere. Everybody happy to see Pop. Everybody talks to Pop. Everybody wants to be around me. I don't overstep my bounds. It's that fine line, But thank you for that. All right, we're talking about lockdown lifted. Now what? We talked about sanity activities, and for some reason, we really got into this coloring thing. It seems like it's a big deal with the ladies over on Instagram Live and even over on Facebook. That coloring and things like that is that's what they do. Okay, very good. We talked about relationship boosters. Now, thirdly, physical activity. A lot of you have often said working out. Flash said walking the dog. All right, I'm out and about now. We talked about at least an hour for yourself of self-care. I'm going to read Suzette's comment about the grandparent as well. But at least an hour for yourself, because I'm telling you, some of you, as soon as we get off this airwaves, you got to run out and you're going to do things all day for everybody else and have not taken care of yourself. You better learn to say no. You better learn to say, this is the time that you have me for. I got to take care of myself. Suzette over here on Instagram Live, she says, being a grandparent is tricky, but if you focus too much on what is not happening, the grandmother needs to start doing things for herself. It's hard to stop mothering, but it's our kids' turn to parent. You're exactly right. It's your kids' turn to parent. It's a fine line, and you definitely have to know how to back away. It's a fine line when it comes to parenting and grandparenting. It's a fine line. You have to learn how to back away, or they ain't gonna bring that child over there to see you. Especially if you have a son, right? And like the baby ain't gonna be with him all the time. The baby gonna be with his mom. So it's in your best interest to create an atmosphere where the mom has felt welcome until that child can make a decision for itself. It's just the bottom line. I'm just being honest with you. Just the bottom line. All right, so we're talking about physical activity. Physical activity. How do you take care of you? How do you take care of you if the lockdown's over? What are you doing? What are your daily reps? I talked to Michael Blandon. He and I are going through some things together. I'm actually, he's part of the Unstoppable community. Scheduled his half-hour mentoring call, and we dove into some things, and we talked about doing some things differently. So, physical activity. What are you doing differently? What are you doing to motivate yourself and move yourself to the next level, Janae?
What am I doing? I had a different comment.
Okay, what's your comment?
Well, I was saying that this one might be the one that I see more people doing anyway. The what do they call it? The quarantine 15 or something like that. And like when lockdown first happened, the development that I used to live in was like swamped with like people just outside walking dogs, jogging, riding bikes. I'm like, where did all you people even come from? Like,
right. Yeah.
So I think people are finally getting that like physical activity is like super important for a number of reasons.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing, I guess, in terms of physical activity is I don't know. I'm still lifting weights. I'm still like training, walking. I've added biking. I've added like riding a bike. But I mean, I'm always pretty physical. I always do stuff.
You got to do stuff to take care of yourself. You are a physical. All right. You're a spiritual being that walks around in a physical body. All right. So we need to make keep our physical bodies operating and moving in the right direction. What do some of you guys do? What have you guys done? My mom exercises all the time. Good morning, Greg Sigafus. What about you, Kayer? Are we doing any physical activity? This is part of self-care. This is part of the lockdown is over. What are you doing?
No, I really don't do physical activity, to be honest. I mean, but I'm out a lot, so I move around a lot. But as far as like working out and stuff, no.
Okay. All right. You guys better get into it. You better do something. Better stretch. Let me watch this. Let me talk to all the pet owners. When your dog or cat wakes up, what's the first thing they do?
Stretch.
Stretch. But you haven't stretched. You ain't bent over and touched your toes. You ain't did nothing. You're gonna walk around it, and your stride, ladies and gentlemen, will get shorter and shorter. All right, so work it out. Work it out. You don't have to lift weights. Work it out. Do some yoga. Go to YouTube. Do some yoga. Do some flexibility training. Right? Do something. Do something. Your future you will thank you for taking care of the present you. That's why I do it. I don't do it because I'm trying to be the strongest guy in the gym. I do it because I need the 63-year-old Ralph Graves to look back on this 53-year-old Ralph Graves and say, thank you, man. Because you did what you did, we can still move like this. And I had this mindset since I was a kid. So developed that mindset. Melanie says she rides her bikes to exercise. Riding my exercise bike, about to join a gym, and taking the dog out for walks. Do something. Okay. So another thing we need to talk about too, the lockdown is over. What about friendship? Where's some of your friendships gone? Are you still connecting with people that are moving in the same direction as you? Are you still connecting with them? Your happiness is tightly linked to your relationships. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's tightly linked to your relationships. I read something today. I read a meme this morning. It said, some of you need to stop upgrading your phone and start upgrading your friendships. It's not your phone that's the problem. It's the people that you're around that's the problem. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Where you move and how you move is tightly related to who you are in a relationship with. It's tightly related to that. Your friends, your mindset. It's tightly related. Some of you know what I'm talking about, especially in the area of working out. Some of y'all got that Fitbit and you're in a competition with your friend on the iPhone watch or whatever phone watch you got, and you're in a competition of how many steps y'all made that day, right? Now imagine if some of you, if your friends ain't stepping, you ain't stepping. So take that same analogy into everything that we do in life. A lot of times we are motivated. A lot of times the quality of our lives have a lot to do with whom we are in relationship with. So what are you doing with your friendships? What are you doing with your friendships? You're coming out of lockdown. Will you sit and assess those that you're calling friends? Will you sit down and assess, where's this relationship going? Does this relationship or being that closely knit with that person, does it benefit my life? What do they bring to the table? What do I bring to the table? This is something that we don't look at a lot, and we need to. We need to. Said I wasn't going to go deep, but I'm still going deep. Still going deep. The word of the day, brummaging. Brummaging. Something that looks good but operates poorly. Can anyone use that in a sentence? Brummaging? Nobody's chimed in with a sentence yet. Deshauna Clark says this, and I'll read Greg's. She said, pandemic exposed some things and some friendships have ended and new people have come along. Change is necessary for growth. Thank you, Sister Deshauna, for chiming in and saying that. You are absolutely, positively correct. Greg Sigafu says this on Facebook Live. He says, I find chores to do around my house, planting flowers, cleaning the driveway, sealing it, riding a bike, walking around the neighborhood with friends. Yes, it's movement, it's activity. That's some physical activity. Don't have to be in the gym, don't have to be in the weight room, but move. Melanie says, in alignment with friendship, she says, the people I haven't been connecting with during lockdown, I don't need to contact or connect with. Thank you for saying that. I'm good with the people I've been connecting with. So you've learned a lot of things. She said that she really piggybacked. Hey, what's going on, Praise Children 2012? She said the same thing that Shauna said, that during the pandemic, it exposed some relationships, some friendships you shouldn't have. Now you find out who you should be around and you're connecting with them. I'm telling you, the quality of your life is tightly related to your friendships, to your relationships. I don't even want to talk about relationships. Oh my God, some of y'all are dating the wrong people, right? Some of y'all are dating the wrong people and forcing it to work just because, of the sex. And I'm just being honest with you. And when I talk about sex as a pastor, I'm talking about sex in a way also that spiritually connects you. Demons jump on you. That's biblical, but that's for another time. But some of y'all are afraid to let go of some relationships because it's because you're connected that way. Some of you are in some very unhealthy relationships that have everything to do with the quality of your life. I'm just being honest with you. I ain't breaking stones. I'm just telling you the truth that you got some wants, some goals, some dreams, and you around the wrong friends. It don't even have to be romantically. You could just have some friends in your life. I put out a truth boost today, and it said that you will find that there were some people in your life who believe that if you succeed, they cannot succeed, right? You have some people in your life who actually believe that. And so they will silently, I hope you're listening, Flash. I hope you're listening, Sierra. Hope everybody's listening. So they will subtly try to lull you back into a place of being comfortable. And they'll sabotage you with sweet little nothings and sweet little sayings like, you need to rest. Stop working so hard. You're taking another class. And next thing you know, you were just complacent in where you are and you're upset and don't know why, but they're happy that they kept you right where they were. That's the wrong kind of friendship. I got friends that I'm telling you, if I don't answer my text, if I do not answer my text by 5:15 a.m., the phone is ringing like, what are you still doing in bed? Are you sick? Is something wrong? What are you still doing in bed? Those are the friends that I have. That phone goes off every morning. It don't help that my brother get up at 4:30. So I know I look at the clock at 10 o'clock, I gotta get to bed. I got friends that challenge me, that push me. Where I go, truly remarkable people understand the effort. They understand the hardships that they have to go to reach that level of remarkability. And a lot of times that's closely associated with your friends, with your friendship. All right. I preached. I didn't mean to preach, but there you go. You got it. Deshauna Clark says, I even lost some people on Instagram. Deshauna Clark says this. She said, literally, the whole lockdown, I've walked just about every single day. Even started running a mile at the track. I kept it moving. Went back to the gym in January a few times a week. I like outside activities. Just getting my 20% in. We need vitamin D. Helps our immune system. That's what I'm talking about. Self-care. You got to take care of yourself first. Greg Sigafu says this. He says, this is why I'm single. I don't need nobody to slow me down. Hey, man, if that's the way you see it, that's awesome. That's awesome, But maybe we're dating people that slow us down because, that's, I don't know, maybe that's who we're attracted to, but that's good. You need nobody slowing you down. Here's the thing, before you start getting them, you attract who you are. That's all I'm saying about that. You attract who you are. So if you want to attract better people, you got to become a better you. That's just the bottom line. You attract who you are. Word of the day is Brummagem. Describe something that looked great, that performs poorly. Do not say up here, my husband or my wife. Don't put that up there. All right. That's mean. That's mean. Hey, guys, go over. Oh, I want to tell you this before I move on. If you want to be a sponsor on the show, you see Revitavive. That's someplace I go every week. I get the IV infusions. Go see Dr. Rocco Caven if you want to go get that. It has kept me healthy. It has kept me strong. My immune system is through the roof. My focus. My wife goes every week. I even take my mom over there. My children go once a month. Revitavive Hydration. It's in Sewell, New Jersey. Dr. Rocco Caven. Make your appointment today. They're open 7 days a week. They're open 7 days a week. Tell them I sent you. Tell them I sent you. Tell them you were sent from the Ralph Graves Jr. show, and your first I won't call it treatment, but your first bag or your first experience, he'll give you a discount. All right. Tell him Ralph Graves sent you. All right. Spontaneous adventure. I talked about friendship. Okay. Lockdown's lifted. Let's talk about spontaneous adventure. What does that mean? You ever get in the car and just drive without a destination? Yeah, that's fun, right? You ever do that? Just get in the car
Not at $3 a gallon.
and just one of the best nights I had, and Greg Sigurd was probably, I think he's a motorcycle too, right? You got a motorcycle, don't you, Greg? One of the best nights of my life is when I put my wife on the back of my bike. I forget which bike it was. I had a few. I put my wife on the back of my bike, and we just got lost. Just spontaneous adventure. And we eventually ended up somewhere where we recognized, but we got on the bike at 6 o'clock. We didn't get home till about midnight, and it was the best ride we've ever had. Best ride we ever had. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Hey man, what's going on? Kay Parzo, what's going on? 95. I'm doing well. He said, my mom said that she used to get in the car and drive when gas was cheap. You better stop letting that gas keep you from having a spontaneous adventure. Map something out and just go to it.
I do the spot. I can't say because I don't like driving as an activity,
Okay.
but Chris drives and he doesn't mind like taking a wrong turn on purpose and just seeing where you get spit out at.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like forced to do spontaneous adventure.
Mm-hmm.
But I like to plan my spontaneous adventures.
Nothing wrong with that. I've never been here before. Let's go check it out.
I like
don't let gas prices keep you home. Don't fall to that. Don't let
I like
gas
to
prices
plan my spontaneity.
Yeah. Greg said he doesn't ride anymore. He tragically hit and suffered a lot of health problems recovering from a coma, a lot of physical therapy with prosthetic parts. But brother, here's the victory in that you're still here. You're still making contributions to this world. Your contribution is needed, man. So I thank God that you did survive that and come out of that, but you're still here, man. So we praise God for that testimony. Caparzo says a big hi from Chechnya, Russia. We got somebody from Russia checking in. What's going on, Russia?
Last week we had Jamaica, now we got Russia.
This week, Russia. We are worldwide. This is a global program. We are worldwide. Shauna Clark said, just ride. Never know what you find or who you meet. That's good stuff. Just ride. Orange City, good morning. How are you? Good to see you on here. So spontaneous adventure. Here's the deal, guys. As we got about 10 minutes left in the show, we kept this light today on purpose. The lockdown is being lifted globally. Get out, grow, stretch. We have a verse of the day we're going to talk about, but I want you to grow. I want you to stretch. This world is not about you shrinking. You only see today. You only see things through two lenses, either through freedom or through fear. And you're only motivated by those two things. It's impossible for you to be motivated by anything else besides freedom or fear. We're humans. That's it. When you're motivated by freedom, you stretch, you grow, and life becomes so much more when you're motivated by freedom. But when you're motivated by fear, guess what? You shrink away. You actually create health problems for yourself. You stay on lockdown. You're afraid of people. Everything you see is through the lens of fear. You become a hoarder. You become all of these things you don't want to be because you look through things through the lens of fear. Learn to look at life through the lens of freedom. I say it every week. You were put here to make impact. Your story, your past story is a place of reflection, not a place of residence. We see Greg Sigafus on here. God brought him through something. That's a story to tell that'll bless somebody else. His life is not over. Deshauna Clark, we know her story. All of you listening, the story's not over for you. I don't care what you've been through. I don't care who you are. You're still here. So start looking through it. Looking through life through the lens of freedom and not fear. Even during this global pandemic, I refuse to look at it through the lens of fear, only through the lens of freedom. Why? Number one, because of who I am in Christ Jesus. Here comes my preaching part. I'm going to lose you again if you're not a believer. God prompted my heart, and I came to Jesus. Now, that's weird to some of y'all. He does the prompting. We do the moving. Right? That's why we say We love him because he first loved us. God has prompted your heart too, for a lot of you listening, but you have to accept that prompting. You have to move forward in that. And so I look at that. If God prompted my heart to be in a relationship with his son, then guess what? My life is about freedom, not about fear. And I choose to see things through the lens of freedom. Gregory Sigafood said, there's no reason for me to be alive except for God. People talk about being touched and you don't really understand it, but I do. I was touched. God saved me and he has an ultimate plan for me. Yes, he does. A big amen to that. A big amen to that. Janae, give us the verse of the day before I go off on another tangent.
Okay. It may feel like you're starting over. Post-lockdown may have left you with questions. One thing you can carry into this new season of life is Lamentations 3:22. The faithful love of the Lord never ends. His mercies never cease.
There you go. God's faithful love never ends. His mercy never cease. Our friend over there in Russia, Chechnya, Russia, says, thank you so much. Your likes at my publication. Sorry for the English. It's very, very bad. Can you say hi to my friend Razan and Kasan? Hey, Razan and Kasan. Hello. You say your English is bad. I don't know a lick of Russian. So thank you for reaching out to me. A lick of Russian, I should say. So thanks for reaching out to me. Guys, the word of the day, Brummagem, use it in a sentence. I had nobody. Usually Deshauna Clark would have used Brummagem in a sentence by now. Deshauna, I don't know. You haven't used it yet. I don't know. I have nobody used it. And my mom usually would have used it by now. Sierra, where you at? Suzette, come on. Use the word Brummagem in a sentence. Brummagem. That's the word of the day. Describes something that looks good but performs poorly. Man, that chocolate cake looks great, but after a while it performs poorly from my body. It's a Brummagem. All right, that's the word of the day. So here's the recap. Quick recap. Lockdown is over, guys. Sanity activities, find some. Relationship boosters from relationships. Get involved in some physical activity. Friendships, develop the right ones. Remember, the quality of your life is linked closely to your friendships. Spontaneous adventure. Don't worry about it. Just be spontaneous. I like to do that every Monday. Guys know what Monday is my day off. I like on Sunday night, look at my wife, where are we going tomorrow? If it's an I don't know, I pretty much find a beach somewhere, a beach I've never been to before. But I usually find that. And so I'll be doing that again a lot. And jump on board. Understand this, guys. I have to say this. Jump on board. Opportunities are like buses. They come along every 10 minutes. But if you don't take them, you'll go nowhere. Opportunities are like buses. They come along every 10 minutes. You'll have a day full of opportunities. But if you don't take them, you won't go anywhere. Won't go anywhere. So guys, listen, thanks for listening. Pick up my book, Unstoppable. All right. Join the Unstoppable community. I have so much more to give you. Join that. Go over to Spotify. I talked to they're all great, but I talked to somebody that I never thought I'd be able to talk to. His name is Travis Macy. I saw him on TV on the world's toughest race, and they were in Fiji. And he was racing in the race, and it's over 100 miles, with his father who had Alzheimer's disease. You're talking about a phenomenal story. Got a chance to talk to Travis Macy over on Spotify. Got some great episodes over there. Jump on over there. Follow me on my YouTube channel. Get over there. See what's going on. See what we got going on, and let me bless you in a mighty way. If you want more, if you want to talk more, become part of the Unstoppable community, schedule a phone call, and we'll sit down and we'll put together a strategic coaching growth program just for you. So remember, guys, get out there today. Lockdown is over. Get out there, grow, see things through the lens of freedom and not fear. Through the lens of freedom and not fear. All right, everybody. Any final words, ladies?
Nope.
Have a great day, everyone.
You guys have a great day. I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in on the Ralph Graves Jr. Show, Ralph Graves Jr. Podcast. Oh, wait a minute. Deshauna Clark came in under the wire. She just made it. She used it in a sentence. She's the winner of the day. Deshauna, I'm serious. Drop your email in here. You're the winner of the day. Or I'll make sure you get a gift on Sunday. She said, I went to the store and the cashier gave me a Brummagem dollar. I don't know.
Is that like a counterfeit dollar?
Yeah, I don't know if that deserves a prize there, Deshauna. Wow. I have to say, I thought you would come a little bit stronger than that. Anyhow, I guess you're the only one brave enough to do it. So she gets the prize. She gets the prize when we see her. So
it's technical. Yeah, it's like looked real, but it performed poorly because it was fake.
She's right. I mean, she's absolutely right. It's strong. It's a strong Brummagem. She used Brummagem. Thank you, Deshauna. It's counterfeit. There you go. Guys, thank you for tuning in. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for being a part of the program. Greg, it was great talking to you. Instagram Live. Thank you. God bless all of you. Guys, I will see you next Wednesday at 10 a.m. My name is Ralph Graves. Let's be unstoppable together.